There is so much love and mercy in the arms of Jesus. The blessings of God do not always look like blessings at first. When we do not understand the love of God or the full picture, we can get lost in unmet expectations. I was taken out of my home 2.5 years old. I didn't think it was a blessing at all, but I realized that it is indeed the best thing that could have happened to me. I was adopted by a Christian family at the age of 13, but I was raised with them in foster care from 2.5. Addiction goes way back in my family. I used to see God very differently, and I was told that he's this, he's good, he's loving, he's kind, he's faithful, he's merciful. I couldn't see him that way. I couldn't accept that that's who he really was, because I couldn't see that he could allow a child to go through the childhood that I went through and be a loving God and being all powerful God. I was like, why didn't he change my family? Why didn't he give me a different family? Why didn't he give me that same family in a healthy way? And it took coming into adulthood and seeing God in the past and seeing all the ways he saved me, because he really saved me. Like, I would not be the person I am today if he hadn't put me in care at 2.5 years old. Like, I can remember when I was 13 in a bit of an argument with my mom. She's like, why can't you see what God has done for you? And like, I kind of like stopped and paused, because like at that point I'd never considered that what had happened to me was like a blessing. And when she was like, Jamie, you have been so blessed by God, like God's hand is in your life. And when she said those words, like I knew they were true. And I think I wasn't ready to go there yet, but like I knew they were true. I think the reason why it hurt so much, or like it hurt, is because like I saw my mom regularly as like, you know, and she always promised me that she would get me back. And so when the adoption happened, obviously that was passing a threshold that you couldn't go back. There was no chance of anything being made the way I thought it should have been. And she made promises she couldn't keep. I lived with my real mom when I was 17 and 18. And I kind of went into that thinking that everything was going to be put right. I was going to be with my mom like I should have been. And the only thing that they were offering me was connection through that lifestyle. It's different growing up knowing someone's living a life a certain way. It's completely different living in that life and seeing that around you all the time. It was the first time in my life that I really saw that God had saved me, and that he hadn't robbed me of my family. He'd given me a much better family. When I was probably about 21, I realized that like I needed to make Jesus my home. He needs to be my home in my heart. I will be home wherever I am because he resides within me. I had to make him my home. You need to go to God first. He will heal the pain that you have. You can't heal it. No psychiatrist can heal it. The only person who can heal you, not even yourself, is God. There is pain that is deep, but it's not so deep that God can't just take it out. Sometimes you have to go through pain to grow, and that, yes, it hurts, and it might seem like it's never going to end, but there is an ending. It's much closer than you think it is. You can trust him. You can let go. Like, you don't need to have these walls up. The walls need to come down. Like, let God in. Don't push him back. God is who he says he is. Like, he promised in the Old Testament that he would send Jesus. Everything that Jesus was foretold of him, it happened. And these were promises that were made, some of them hundreds of years before Jesus was even born. And all those promises are promises that were kept. He's trustworthy. Like, that proves it. He's proved it in my life over and over again. I had a very cold heart, and he's definitely softened my heart and given me a soft heart. I've forgiven people that I never thought I'd ever forgive. There are things that used to tear me apart. Like, I had wounds that I would say were deeper than an ocean. I wouldn't even say my wounds are as deep as like one of the Great Lakes anymore. Like, he's made it into a river. Eventually he'll make it into a stream, and then it'll trickle away to nothing.